beautiful! If this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. Now, my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is all about you because it's all about what do others secretly envy about you. This was a suggestion of one of you guys. Thank you very much for that. I think it's gonna be a very fun reading. And yeah, as always, my dear, I have 3 piles that you can choose from, and today I have cards, no crystals. Today we also have the Queen energy. However, it doesn't matter what gender you are watching this. This is just archetypes in the tarot. So, this is pile 1 with the Queen of Cups. This is pile 2 with the Queen of Wands. And this is pile 3 with the Queen of Pentacles. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video. Or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what do others secretly envy about you? Let's start straight away. For my dear pile 1, what do others secretly envy about you? My dear pile 1. All right, let's see. The first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Let's see. One card fell. We got the Death card. For my dear pile 3, let's see. Oh, not 3. Pile 1. Why did I say pile 3? Maybe some of you guys were also drawn to other piles. If this is, of course, the case, then feel free to watch it. Okay. We have the 7 of Cups here. Pile 1. What do others secretly envy about you that you may not even be aware of? The 3 of Wands for my dear beautiful pile 1. We have the 10 of Wands with the 5 of Cups, and let's see, one more card please, one more card. Okay, let me see, one card turned over. And we have the Page of Cups. At the back of the deck, look at that. Oh my goodness, we have the Sun card. All right, my dear pile 1, very interesting energies here for you. Let's start straight away. What do others secretly envy about you? First of all, there is one thing I heard, and it was powerhouse. Like, you are full of energy, okay? This is something people definitely notice about you, that there is something very, very special about who you are and about the energy that you exude. Now, I would like to explain it a little bit further. So, first of all, we have the Sun card as the overall energy. This is a wonderful card to have. And looking into your energy as well, one thing people really love about you is the power that you have within yourself. You know, you are someone who's very optimistic. You are someone who, you know, I heard unbreakable. No matter what you go through in life, you'll always have energy to continue. And I really feel like this is something people, yeah, envy about you, because maybe sometimes they look at you and they're just like, oh my goodness, like how does this person make all those things happen? Like how, where do they get this energy from, you know? And besides that, I really would like to talk about the fact that you are someone who glows, okay? You glow, my dear, there is no doubt about that. People see it, people notice it, people can feel it. You are someone who, it can be something regarding your vibe, it can be something regarding even your aura. But you know, when we talk about also how other people perceive us, our energy, it definitely plays a big role in it. You know, it's not only about maybe what we can sense with the physical eyes, but it's also about what we can sense energetically that also influences how we perceive someone. And what I really feel for you is that you're definitely someone who has a lot of like people being envious of. There is no doubt about that. And I'm wondering whether you're actually consciously aware of it or not. You know, sometimes people may make it very obvious, or you may be very like pretty much aware of it. Other times it may not be as visible, you know, because maybe people don't really show it that like obvious, or maybe you're just not aware of it. But what I can see is that there are a lot of people's eyes on you. All right. And I mean, with the sun energy, how could how could this be otherwise? You know, it's like, let's just look at the sun, like at the physical sun. I mean, it shines through and it brightens up everywhere, you know? You can't go out and, yeah, miss the sun if the sun is shining, because it's just so dominating. I mean, it brightens up everything, right? So you can't miss the sun. And it's the same with you as well. You know, when you go somewhere, I feel like very often, like people can't miss you either. Even if they're trying to pretend, perhaps, but they still can't. You are someone who definitely gets the attention of others. And I feel like it's something very effortless, you know? You're someone who just gives off those vibes, you know? You may not even try that hard, but you just naturally do it. And just also, another thing I would like to emphasize here is that people very much, they get attracted towards you naturally as well. That's something I also would like to talk about here. And I feel like there are definitely some people who envy that, you know? They envy how natural this comes to you, and how natural, yeah, people get attracted towards you. But you don't have to pretend, you don't have to force anything. This is your authentic self. This is you shining your own light. And well, as I already said, it's something that people will not miss. Like, everyone will pay attention to it because it just shines so bright and it's really contagious, you know? You have this warmth about you. When people engage with you, they want to experience that, you know? It's a very beautiful experience, my dear. Okay, let's continue. Another thing people find very envious is the fact that you are someone who's very multifaceted, and you're someone who is like, you have a lot of different talents. It's like whenever, or let me put it that way, there are a lot of different things you can dive into, and you can actually create something very beautiful out of it, you know? You are someone with a lot of natural talents. You are someone who has a lot of different things going on for them. And I really feel like this is something that people see, and it's definitely something that people also find very, very impressive. You know what's very interesting to me? I'm wondering whether this is something you're actually aware of or not. Like, for example, you may listen to this reading till the end, and I'm wondering whether you're like, yes, I'm totally aware of that, or whether you're like, no, that's not me. Because what I'm feeling here is that for some, your self perception may be very, very different from how others perceive you. Maybe some people tend to look at themselves a little bit smaller, but look at the greatness that you are. And I mean, this reading is all about this greatness, right? That other people see within you. So I'm wondering whether you are actually someone who also sees that or not. Having said that, let's continue. So, as I was saying, you're definitely someone who can dive into a lot of different things, and it's not only that you can emerge into a lot of different things, but you're actually someone who, when you put your all into it, when you really focus on it, you will succeed. Once again, the potential, okay? It is noticeable. Like, just the same way you can feel the warmth of the sun, people can also feel the potential that's deep within you, you know, and this is something so wonderful. I just would like to say this for whoever may resonate with this. If you sometimes tend to play small, please don't play small, my dear. There is so much that you can achieve. There is so much that you can create. There is so much that you can turn your life, you know, into. So don't allow other people to limit you. Because let me also say something else. Very often certain people try to maybe limit us or make us feel small because they see the potential in us, you know. They see how great you are, and it may trigger them into certain parts of them which within they may hold blockages or may not be healed, and your greatness may trigger them, and it may make them feel better putting you down. And I mean, that of course shows in what state they are in, right? The problem is not you, the problem is something unhealed within them. But I just would like to, you know, mention this and tell you that if there have been people in your life who have tried to bring this light down, okay, like, know that this says more about them than it actually says about you. And it's your responsibility to spread your beautiful wings and look at the fire. This is you, my dear, the potential that you have. I really feel like, especially talking about things that you are passionate about, my dear Palawan, if you go for it, if you really engage with things that you live for, there is no end to it. You know, there is no end to the amount of success that you can create for yourself. And besides that, you're also a great manifester. I would like to mention this as well, and there are a lot of people who see that. A lot of people see how beautifully you can co-create your life. If this pile was supposed to get a keyword, it would be all about potential. Another thing people envy about you is the strength that you have when it comes like regarding things or regarding tough times in your life. You are someone who has definitely gone through their own challenges, and I see that it hasn't been always easy. I see how many tears you've shed. I see how many burdens you've carried. But I would like to show you this beautiful illustration. There is this tree, and we can see there's this goal in here, but although there is this hinder or this burden, not burden, but this obstacle here, still the tree was able to grow through it. Why? Because first of all, it has these very strong roots. It has the strength, the power. And look at it. Not only was it able to break through this obstacle, but it actually grew into this beautiful tree that also has fruits growing, right? I mean, how beautiful is that? And this is you. No matter what you went through, you continued, you grew from it, and you never allowed whatever obstacle it was to define you or take you down. Of course, you may have fallen on your nose, but no matter how often this happened, you always stood up again and you carried on. And this is a strength, this is an ability that so many people admire about you, because you are unbreakable. No one can destroy you, no one can shake you, because you are as deeply rooted as this tree, you are as powerful as this tree. And believe me, people do see that, okay? I really feel like there is something about you, Pal 1. There are so many, like, eyes on you. And so many people see that, you know, they see your potential. They are aware of your power, but they may not talk about this. They may not mention it. But that doesn't mean it's not there. And it's very important, like this is the most important thing. It's not like other people have to acknowledge our potential. It is us. We have to acknowledge what we are capable of. And I really feel like if you are someone who does that, if you're someone who acknowledges that, if you're someone who sees how great you are, once again, there is no limit to your greatness. There is no limit to the heights you can reach, okay? You are someone who will go through major transformations in their life. There are two versions now, okay? Because keep it, like, take it how it resonates. I see two different scenarios in here. So for one portion of you, it will be the first one. For another portion of you, it will be the second one. So just go with whatever maybe already resonates with you or feels right to you. So when we talk about this transformation aspect I'm seeing, it can either be that some of you guys have already gone through this transformation and people see that, you know, people see where you have started and that you have been able to make a dream reality, you know, create a version of yourself, birth a version of yourself that is your greatest version. People see that and they are definitely very impressed by it, okay? This is something I'm seeing. You may have started somewhere and you had this vision of who you want to be, or you had this vision of how your life should look like, and you've created for yourself. And you have turned yourself into this version of you, into your greatest version. This is for one portion of you guys. For the other, you may be on the path towards it. Maybe you have not fully transformed the way you are trying to. But let me tell you that this is already something people see. People know that you will do it, that you will succeed in it, because it is obvious. If someone can do this, it is you. And yes, you will succeed. But once again, it's all about believing in yourself, believing in the version that you are going to create, believing in the life that you want to build for yourself. Wow, wow, wow. Let's get you guys some more cards. Pile 1, there is really nothing more to do but to admire you. I admire you. I am so proud of the person that you are. I am so proud of all the strength you've gathered, and no matter what you went through in life, you always kept going, and you have this beautiful energy that is contagious. You have this beautiful energy that no one can hold you back from. One card fell. Please give me a moment. Yeah, look at this. Open to change. This is something definitely people admire and envy about you. It's that you are so transformative, you know, when it comes to you, when it comes to your life. I really feel like if you haven't experienced it so far yet, that you are gonna transform your life big time, my dear. And you're gonna prove it to yourself. And yeah, you're definitely also gonna prove it to other people. But this is all for you. You're not gonna do this because you have to prove it to anyone, because you don't. This is your life. You're gonna do this because you deserve it, because you deserve to upgrade yourself. You deserve to upgrade your life, you know? You deserve to expand and show the potential that you have to move towards your greatest version. This is your birthright, and you're gonna take this ride, and you're gonna, yeah, live this, if you haven't done so far. For my dear pal one, only one. Which one should we take? I'm gonna take this one here. Make time for self-love. First of all, look at these two beautiful colors, right? So with make time for your self-love is your superpower, okay? This is your greatest source of energy, because self-love connects us not only to ourselves, but to our own divinely being, right? And which is connected to all there is. And I really feel like, my dear, when you engage yourself in your self-love, once again, it's like you are this ball of energy which is glowing. It's like you are the sun who's glowing, and people are just taken away by your greatness, by your beauty, by the love you carry. And this is your greatest power, like, or one of your greatest power, because you definitely have many to mention. But if we just stick with the self-love aspect, if you ever feel disconnected, if you ever feel out of your balance, engaging into self-love is really what can give your power back. It's really what can empower you. And it's definitely also something that people are envious of. They see that when you are in tune with yourself, when you are centered, when you have this beautiful connection with you, that you're unstoppable. That there is nothing that can come between you and your greatest self. And this has to be one of my all-time favorite readings I've ever given, whether it's personal ones or general ones. This reading is so beautiful, and yeah, I am so grateful that I am reading this. I should definitely do more of these readings on my channel, because the energies are just wonderful, so uplifting, so motivating. And it is great, you know, when we do hear every now and then through a reading how great we are, because unfortunately we do sometimes forget it, right? Sometimes we're so stuck in our day-to-day life, maybe even under a lot of stress, that we sometimes come short. So I think this is a wonderful reminder. So my dear pal one, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This reading really felt like a self-care reading. Like, you know, sometimes I have readings which take a little bit of energy from me. Other times they really give a lot of energy to me. This is the kind of reading who has just given me like a boost of energy, and I really want to thank you for that. So my dear pal one, I really hope that this reading was able to bring you the energy insights that you were seeking. As always, my dear, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, please feel free to share with us what you feel about this reading. As always, I invite you to join me on Instagram if you haven't done so far. And of course, if you're interested in a personal reading with me, you can feel free to email me. My dear pal one, I'm sending you much love and much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course, a beautiful evening, depending on where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal one, take care, my love. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what do others secretly envy about you? Let's start straight away. For my dear pile 2, the ones who chose the Queen of Wands. I love all the queens in this deck, by the way. They're just so gorgeous. Let's see, for my dear pile 2, what do others secretly envy about you? For my dear pile 2, what do others secretly envy about you? Too many cards. What do others... Okay, 2 coming through here. Ooh, we have the Tower and we have the Justice card. All right. Let's continue. For my dear okay. The 10 of Cups. And 1 card fell, the 9 of Pentacles. For my dear pile 2, we have the King of Wands. What do others secretly envy about you? The Hanged Man. Pile 2, pile 2. What do others secretly... All right, this card was the only one that turned over. We have the 7 of Cups here. All right, and the Moon card. At the back of the deck, my dear pal 2, we have the Hermit. Now, let's continue. Let's see, what do others secretly envy about you? I love this reading. I really think that I'm gonna incorporate more of those readings in my channel because they're just so fun, and I really love your energy, my dear pal 2. There is this excitement in here. There is this strength in here that I really admire about you. Like, this is something I can already say. But let's stick with what the reading is about, what others secretly envy about you. So first of all, I would like to talk about the fact that you are someone who maybe even sometimes people tell you how wise you are, or that you're coming off as an old soul. Maybe you even believe it yourself. You have the feeling that you are someone who is an old soul, someone who definitely has a lot of knowledge. And it's something that people definitely pick up on. It doesn't matter how old you are someone who's giving off this mature energy. But when I say mature, I more so mean it in this hermit kind of connection. Like, for example, you are someone who really knows themselves. You may be someone who knows who they are, someone who knows what they want, and you may even have a lot of inner knowledge regarding yourself. And I really feel like this is something other people are envious about, because it is visible that you are someone who has so much to share, someone who has so much potential deep within themselves, so much knowledge, which comes very effortlessly to you. You know, maybe you sometimes say something out of the blue and a lot of people get impressed by it. And it's just something that, you know, is just your opinion, or maybe something that you just casually said, but it's something very wise. It's something that really shows how, yeah, deep you are, you know, how much deep potential and wisdom is within yourself. And you're also seen as someone who's very independent, someone who's very free. And this is something for sure a lot of people also envy about you. Now, there is something I would like to talk about, which is that sometimes the way other people perceive us may not be the way we see ourselves. You know, for example, sometimes maybe we think very small of ourselves, as for others may see our potential, or maybe even vice versa. So it could be the case that for some of you guys, you hear some stuff in this reading and you're just like, I'm not like this. Like, for example, I'm not someone who people perceive this or that way. Well, maybe it's something that you think of yourself, but others may see much more, you know? So you may not see in yourself this, let's say, this confidence, but others see you, perceive you as someone who is very confident. So I really want to just say this, that sometimes the way, like, we don't see how awesome we are, right? That's just how it is very often, because we're being conditioned to concentrate on what we don't have, or concentrate on our flaws, or what we think are flaws, rather than our strength. So this is why I'm saying this. I feel like some of you guys maybe don't see all the potential that you have, but that's just for the minority of you guys. I feel like, once again, also with the Hermit card being here, a lot of you guys are very like self-reflected and you know who you are. Now, coming back, people definitely see you as someone who is supposed to live a very independent and free life. Maybe you are someone who sometimes comes off as this very, like, this force to be recognized. Maybe even at times you say certain things that are very unconventional. It just appears as if you are someone who's not afraid to live the life that they want, rather than maybe what society tells them to live. And this is a lot of strength, because it shows that you're not afraid to do so, right? A lot of people may want to live certain lives, but they may be scared of doing so, you know, because maybe they're scared of what their society thinks, because of what their parents think, their inner circle, people's opinion, whatever it may be. But what's coming through with you is that you have the right to live however you want to live, right? Everyone has. But unfortunately, not everyone steps into this energy. And what I'm seeing here is that people see this energy that you embody, and they know that you will one day live a life which, in your own terms, brings you this freedom, brings you this self expression. Maybe they don't say it, but they can recognize it in you. They can recognize that you are someone who's gonna go their own path. And I really feel like there are a lot of people who envy you because of that, because maybe they are not in a position where they can do it. Once again, maybe they're scared to do it, or maybe you trigger them, right? I mean, very often other people may trigger us when it comes to things we see in them which may be somehow unhealed within ourselves. So maybe they want to do this as well, but once again, they're scared, or maybe there's some kind of restriction in their life. And I really feel like, yes, this is about what others secretly envy about you, but there is also this level of admiration in here. There are a lot of people who admire this fire that you have, who admire this courage that you have when it comes to expressing yourself, when it comes to living the life that you want to live. And this is something I see, especially talking about where you're heading future-wise. I really feel like more and more of you guys are gonna go with what feels right to you, are gonna follow their heart. So maybe right now you're watching this and you're just like, well, I'm not brave enough to do what I want to do. Although I have this desire, although I can feel or I already know what it is that I want to do, the right path for me. There are still some fears that I might have. I see you really looking into where you're heading energetically, stepping more and more into this energy, stepping more and more into your power, and choosing for yourself to live the life that you want. This is why I'm saying it. Maybe some of you guys are already doing it, others may soon do it, but it is in your energy, okay? Like tarot is all about energy, and when it comes through, it means that yeah, it is already in your energy, and the time it will materialize may not be that long anymore, you know. It may come sooner or later. And I really feel like for a lot of you guys, this is the life that you came here to live. You didn't come here to play small. You came here to share your light. You came here to share your power, your fire. Like the Queen of Wands, it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is, okay? You don't have to be a fire sign. But this is an energy, an archetype that you are embodying here. And it definitely is one of the most beautiful, for sure. Now, moving on, another thing people really admire about you, and this is something I find very beautiful coming through so soon, is that people see you as someone who's very mysterious. People see you as someone who, like, there is once again this level of that depth to you. Maybe people can't really they don't really understand what it is, but they can pick up on it. And I really feel like one big thing is the spirituality, is this connection that you have towards your your inner knowledge, your spirit. And you may be someone who actually has incorporated a lot of spiritual elements into their daily life. It could be as simple as, you know, maybe you're someone who is very spiritual and you love spiritual ideas. For others, you may, you're watching this, but still you may be very interested in tarot. You may love esoteric stuff. You may love a lot of mysticism, or you may even see yourself as someone who is very well gifted and you want to express and explore this even more. For some, maybe you even do meditation or yoga or other sadhanas. But what I would like to say is that people perceive you. They see that when it comes to you, there's more than just this 3D self. Of course, this goes with every human being, but they see that there's something regarding this topic that you already live. You could be someone who's very in tune, and there are certain gifts that you daily experience. Maybe you're someone who gets a lot of messages and such things, and it does influence you a lot. You live your life in a way that you are connected to your spirit guides or the energies that are important and dear to you. And there are a lot of people who can sense this, and I feel like there are a lot of people who envy this about you. Because maybe, for example, let's just say there's someone who envies you regarding this part of your life, and they may be someone who's very much stuck in the matrix. So they feel like there is something missing, perhaps. And when they look at you, they see that you feel very much connected to something much bigger than this 3D reality. And I feel like this is something, once again, it's not only about being envious. I feel like there are a lot of people around you, my dear Palchi, who admire you. And admiration is, for me personally, something a little bit different than being envious of someone. And I feel like you have more so people around you who admire you than who are envious of you. But coming back, this element of spirituality is coming through, and it can even be much more than that. I feel like a lot of people admire you for your energy, like altogether, you know? It is your vibe. It is, for example, you may enter a room and you come through with this very mystical, this very abundant energy, and people are not able to miss it, you know? Maybe even sometimes you find yourself in situations in which people trust you very soon, or like people tend to be attracted towards you energetically. And it's because of, you know, this way that they perceive you. They see you as someone, or they can feel it, you know? Maybe some people, it's not even something they do consciously, it may be something that they do subconsciously, observing you like that, and therefore they feel very attracted towards your presence. For some of you guys, you may be empaths. You may be people who are also very good at reading energies. Maybe you sometimes go to a room and you just, like, you know what happened. You can feel people's mood, you know. Maybe before that there was a fight and you can really feel it. Or sometimes maybe you meet someone and you feel this hostility coming through from them, or maybe a very positive energy coming from them. Like, you can read people. You can see beyond the surface. And there are a lot of people who admire and envy you for those gifts. They may not say it. For some, maybe people try to not pay too much attention to your spirituality, or they may even pretend as if they are not interested, but believe me, they are. And they are very envious of this, because, I mean, I feel like this is a connection that they subconsciously also, I mean, seek, because we all seek our own truth. But because they feel so stuck in a lot of programming and the matrix, they may feel like it's just something that special people have, but we all have this connection to source in ourselves. It is the birthright of every and each one of us, right? And just because someone maybe has awakened this part of themselves more than someone else, that doesn't mean they are more special than the other. Definitely not. We're all equals. But some people may perceive this that way, you know? They may see you and see this part of you and be jealous of it, because they deeply seek this within themselves as well. But I feel like those people, there is a lot of things they need to really, like, awaken to first, because, I mean, this connection we all have. But I feel like they are very stuck in their own ways, and they don't see it. They don't see that this connection is also, within their own reach. People who are more so stuck in the ego. You may be surrounded by those people a lot, I'm seeing here. But still, they subconsciously seek the spiritual aspect, But let's move on from them. I mean, we want to stick with you. Another thing I would like to talk about here is that there are a lot of people who envy you for the connections that you have. Now, spirituality for sure plays a very huge role in this pile. And I don't know why I feel like for you, my deep pal, too, that I get a lot of elements regarding what's to come energetically in the future, kind of. Because I see you connecting with a lot of soulmates. I see you connecting with a lot of soul family. And I'm wondering whether you have already connected with some right now or not. Because once again, the energies are showing me kind of like a future result. They're showing me where you're heading towards, but they're not giving me any details whether you have already started to connect with those people or not. However, what I want to say is that what others secretly will admire about you and envy about you, if this hasn't happened yet, is that you are someone who has the blessing or has the opportunity to connect with a lot of soul family, with connections with people who you can create a very deep bond with, but who you are also connected to energetically already. A connection that goes beyond this lifetime, a connection that is one of a kind, I'm hearing. And you have the opportunity to connect with those people, like with multiple of those people. Let me say it that way. Like when we talk about your soul family or soulmates, and when I say soulmates, I mean we can have romantic ones, but we can also have platonic ones, right? A soulmate can be a best friend. A soulmate can be a partner. A soulmate can also be a mother or a father or a future friend, you know, whoever it may be. And what I'm seeing here is that, especially talking about where you're heading future wise, your spirituality will grow in importance, and through the work that you do, through the development, through the inner realization, once again, like the Hermit card definitely is doing a lot in here, you are gonna come closer to who you actually are. And through that, you're gonna manifest those people who your true self is also connected to. And I really feel like you are gonna have the pleasure to meet a lot of great people who you have those connections with. And there are gonna be a lot of people who, yeah, envy you for those connections, whether it's a partner who you have a soulmate connection with, romantically speaking, whether it's a very dear friend who you have a soulmate connection with. It is visible. We also have 10 of Cups in here, so this is all about connections that are deeply rooted, connections that are all about not only a joyful experience for ourselves, but for each other as well. Maybe even building a community, building a friendship group in which we can uplift each other, in which we can bring the best out of each other, right? And this is genuinely something that a lot of people are going to see you, yeah, lucky for, you know? So that's definitely a huge aspect in here. It's not only about who you are that people are envious about you, but it's also about the pleasure or the opportunity for you to connect with those who are like-minded, people who are blessing, you know? But it's vice versa. I mean, it always takes two, right? You may meet those people who you have those connections with, but at the same time, you are also going to be a soulmate for someone else. And I really feel like this experience, it's going to be so heart opening for you. The heart space for me is really coming through when it comes to like the energies I'm receiving. And I really feel like, my dear pal too, you are gonna step into your heart space in ways in which you haven't done so far yet. And it's not only gonna be healing for yourself, but it's also gonna be healing for others. This is you finding your tribe, okay? And this is people being envious of this. But you have done so much. You have worked on yourself. You have developed yourself. You stepped into your greatest version. You have healed yourself, you know? It's not like this energy came from nowhere. You really matched this energy because you worked on yourself first. You worked on those aspects of you which were not serving you. And you were really you are a vibrational match to those people. where you're heading towards is a greatest version of you, is you raising your vibration. And you are gonna attract, if you haven't done so far, people who are gonna be an energetical match to this. People also, once again, coming back to the courage aspect, they're definitely very envious of the fact that you're someone who is very courageous when it comes to your, even your, maybe your thinking. You may be someone who thinks like out of the box, or someone who sees life once again as more than just what we've been taught to believe. And I really feel like in the future, like, I don't know why, like Pal 1 wasn't like this, but you guys, you're coming through with so much future energy. In the future, you may somehow change your life in a way that it's gonna be a big change. It may be a change of location, it may be a change of job even, or if it's not something physical circumstance wise, it may even be some kind of an internal change, but it's going to affect your life big time, and it's going to allow you to step into your power even more. And I really feel like a lot of people are going to admire you for this change that you're going to do. You know, when I think, or when I look at a lot of different aspects coming through in this reading, yes, a lot of them are also future based, but it's all about you being your authentic self, because that's what your greatest version is all about. It is you being unapologetically you, not pretending, not trying to be someone you're not living to people's expectations, but really doing what feels right to you, what fills your own cup, what makes you happy. And this is one of the most courageous things someone can do, because very often we think we have to sacrifice ourselves, right? Our wants, our needs for other people's like happiness. But you're coming through with what's rightfully yours, with what you deserve. You deserve to live a life that you decide for yourself. And this is one of the biggest things anyone can admire about you, because it is one of the most beautiful things a person can do for themselves. Sometimes self-love may not be, let's just say, a self-care routine, but self-love can be choosing yourself and saying no whenever it feels right, or saying yes whenever it feels right. And I see you doing that. And people see the connection that you have towards yourself. They see that whenever you don't allow people to step over your boundaries, that is you putting yourself first. And it's something very admirable, you know, something that a lot of people wish they could also do or incorporate more in their life. But I mean, it always starts with ourselves, right? It's never easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But I really feel like a lot of people see in you also a role model regarding those aspects. And once again, if you feel like you are in the beginning of this may be something you, once again, coming back to this future aspect, which is not stuck, but it's definitely dominating your energy here. Maybe you came and you are watching this reading and you were meant to see this future version of yourself, which is emerging. This is why this future energy is coming through for you in particular, my dear pal too. But all I really would like to say is that whenever we embark on this self-love journey and we really live it, right? We authentically allow ourselves to be this loving self. We're also a role model to others, and you are someone, although this reading is about what others envy about you, I really feel like at the same time also, or especially talking future wise, you are gonna step much more into your greatest version, and there are gonna be a lot of eyes on you, and people are gonna see you as this role model, as someone who hasn't lived a small life, someone who has allowed themselves to express their potential, someone who, no matter how their life looked like, no matter what challenge they had in their life, always continued and gave themselves what they deserved, which is a fulfilled life. And they see you as someone who has created their own joy themselves, because this version of you sees or understands that you are responsible of your own luck, you're responsible of your own happiness, and you're going to create it for yourself. And it's going to be an example for other people in their lives as well. I can't even tell you, my dear, how much you're going to inspire other people. And you see, although it was about what others envy about you, this is almost like about what others love or admire about you. Because you are an inspiration. Where you're heading in life is an inspiration. All the things you've gone through and you're still continuing is an inspiration to others. So you can be so proud of yourself. I am so proud of yourself. Wow. Your strength is just... all I can do is admire it. Let's see. Let's get you some more messages, okay? So, for my dear pile 2, what do others secretly envy about you? The first card we have is focus on the positive. Yeah. I really feel like one thing that is just outstanding about you is that no matter what you go through, you always see the good, or you always see the light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how hopeless life gets, there is always, even if it's just a small little sparkle, but there is always a beacon of hope. And once again, coming back to your strength, no one and nothing can break it, because you are so much stronger than that. And you may be someone who, no matter what happens, wants to stay an optimist, wants to focus on like the glass being half full rather than half empty. And I feel like this is something a lot of people admire about you, the fact that you always continue, and it's just so incredible. And once again, you are such a brave, such a strong person. You are so powerful, my dear pal 2. Let's get you one more card. Look at this. We have make time for self-love. Yeah. One thing people envy about you is definitely the self-love, the connection to the self that you have. But once again, I would like to focus on the element of inspiration, because yeah, there may be some people envy of this aspect, but there are also so many people who are gonna be inspired by you. So whatever it is that you do, let me tell you, or whatever it is that you're gonna do, you are gonna reach a lot of people. You are gonna inspire them to also say yes to themselves, to also give the love that they have, not only to people outside of them, but also to the most important person in their life, which is themselves. And you will bring a lot of healing, because self-love is healing. And once again, this is something that people are gonna admire about you. Okay, So I don't know what it is that you're going to do in the future, whether you want to actively connect with people, help people, maybe put yourself out there somehow, but you're going to reach a lot of hearts and inspire a lot of hearts, my dear pal 2. So pal 2, this is all I have for you for today. This was an amazing and beautiful reading. Please, my dear, feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading as always. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your beautiful energy. From my heart, I'm sending you much love and much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course, a beautiful evening, depending where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal 2, take care, my love. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what do others secretly envy about you? Let's start straight away. For my dear pile 3, what do others secretly admire about you, my dear? Let's see. Pile 3. What do others secretly admire about you? The first card we have is the King of Swords. Ooh, another king, King of Swords and King of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords. Wow, the Emperor. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. Let me see, a card fell. We got the Moon card. For my dear pile 3, let's see. Page of Wands, one last card. And we have the Ace of Wands. All right, so for my dear pile 3, what do others secretly envy about you? Now, I would like to start with that. First of all, my dear, you are someone, okay, while I was shuffling, I was getting this message, and then I will start with this, like with the card piles, but not card piles, with the card spread. But what I can say about you is that there are a lot of people who find you very, very, very attractive. This was something which was coming through while I was shuffling. I heard it very loud and clearly. You are someone who a lot of people perceive as very attractive, as very beautiful, very handsome, very gorgeous. And I can't even tell you guys how strong and dominating this message was, like this energy that was coming through. And at the same time, I got this resistance coming through a little bit. And I really feel like some of you guys may not even see how beautiful you are. Maybe you hear this and you're just like, no, like definitely not me, maybe someone else, but I am not that beautiful. And I would like to say it therefore even more, okay, once more. You are so beautiful, my dear, and it's something that others see big time. So I'm wondering whether or why you don't see it. If this resonates for some of you guys, okay, for others you're just like maybe you're just like, yes, that's absolutely me, I'm gorgeous and stuff like that. But for those of you guys who may resist this a little bit, I really feel like society or others have made a great work into believing you that you are not as beautiful as you are, but you are, my dear. And it could even be the case that people don't really see it that say it that often to you, but let me tell you, they recognize it, like they see it. maybe because they are envious, they don't want to say it, but they definitely see you for who you are. But I mean, of course, at the end of the day, it is important for us to recognize our own beauty, right? I mean, like, it doesn't matter how many people find us beautiful if we don't see it within ourselves, right? That's the most important opinion that matters, that we see how wonderful we are. And I feel like maybe for some, you don't really see yourself as you are, but you are beautiful. And this was, my dear, a message that came through like this straight from the beginning. I'm not even talking about the cards yet. Okay, the cards we will start in a minute, but I'm talking about the message that was just coming through immediately. And actually, let's look at the Queen of Pentacles for a minute. Look at how beautiful she is, and the way she sits, and the way she's like closing her eyes. You can really feel her being in her element. And I mean, it doesn't matter what your gender is, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is just an archetype here. So I'm not talking gender-wise here. I'm talking energetically here. But if we only look at the illustration for now, I mean, she's gorgeous. But at the same time, her eyes are closed. So maybe she doesn't see it that much. Or maybe she is not aware of it the way she should. However, it's going to apply once again. One thing others envy about you, my dear, is how beautiful you are. Also, for a lot of you guys, that's another thing I would like to say. What I'm also feeling is that you're also someone who's very hot, okay? Someone who definitely a lot of people feel so attracted to. It's unbelievable. So yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to say. And once again, you are beautiful, you are attractive. People see it as well. They may not say it that often, because they may even be a little bit jealous, but they see it. But at the end of the day, it is important that you recognize your own beauty, right? But yeah, that's the first message. Continuing now, another thing I would like to mention in here is that something else that people really envy about you is the fact that you are someone who's very intelligent. This is something I have, or this is a message which is also very dominating. It's coming through. You are someone who's very smart. You're someone who's very intelligent. You can't be played with, you know. You see through certain like fakeness, and I really feel like this is something that maybe has definitely helped you in a lot of different scenarios, but it is very difficult to manipulate you. And this is something as well people see, which shows as well, like, you are someone who is a very strong character. I just, by the way, realized that we have the King and the Queen of Swords here. Anyways, as I was saying, you are someone who is coming through as this very strong person. Someone who won't be deceived. Someone who can't be manipulated, as I already said. You're someone who's also very protective of themselves, and people see this, and this is definitely something that people also admire about you, my dear Pal 3. That, you know, let's look at the Queen of Swords for a second. Like, the Queen of Swords has her sword like ready, right, to almost protect herself, and I really feel like this is you. You are someone who won't just allow any BS in their life, and that's rightfully so, right? You know what you deserve, and you know that you deserve better than certain situations. So yeah, some people may even be a little bit intimidated by you, by the way. Maybe sometimes you go somewhere and someone may tell you, well, my first impression of you was like, You may have come through as intimidating or very mysterious, someone who is coming through as very powerful. I really feel like, my dear, there is even more, like so much more potential for you to explore. Like, you may have already stepped into your power, but you don't even know yet how far you can go. And this reading is definitely a reminder for you to not allow anyone, to hold you back from your greatest version, to hold you back from all the things that you could achieve or create, because there is a lot, okay? I really see you as someone who is very successful, and this is also something people envy about you. Also, looking into the future energy, you are someone who will succeed in life in many different ways, and maybe you have already in some aspects. It could be, for example, I mean, success, as I always like to say, by the way, can be something very different, right? I know we often think about success like one color, because the kind of success society, well, sells us is this, like, money wise, financially wise, right? Having this or that. But success can be so much more. And I really feel like on many different levels, you are someone who's stepping into the success for themselves. You are someone who is creating their own success. And a lot of people are envious of this. They are at the same time, like, for some, they also admire this because they see where you have started and they see where you're heading towards. You create your own story, you create your own life. You don't allow your past to determine who you will become tomorrow, who you can be. And that's a very powerful, mindset, because it's limitless. You don't allow others to limit you. And I really feel like that's the thing, my dear. When we talk about what others envy about you, this is a lot as well about your mindset. Now, some people may say, what is that supposed to mean? Like, how can anyone envy someone's, like, mindset, for example? I mean, our mind can either be our greatest friend or our greatest enemy. Sometimes we may have, or we may be in a very chaotic place when it comes to our, mindset, and we may even self-sabotage ourselves. And it is very important for us, once again, to acknowledge how wonderful we are, to believe in ourselves, to trust ourselves and such things, right? And a lot of people see how you unapologetically are who you are, and the wonderful relationship you have with yourself, and at the same time, how you perceive yourself in the way that you don't allow others to limit you. You set your own boundaries. And once again, coming back to the mindset, you don't allow your past, you don't allow experiences to determine who you can be or what you deserve. That's also a big thing here. And I really feel like the more you go throughout your journey, the more you grow as well. You expand yourself even more, and through that you can not only create a lot of opportunities for yourself, but you give yourself a lot of freedom. And I feel like this freedom is something that a lot of people also envy about you. For example, let's just say society tells us, and that's just an example, society tells us that in a certain age we should have this or that, or we should be this and that. You go with your own mind, you go with your own path, and you don't allow those things to restrict you or put you in a box. And that's once again coming back to the mindset that a lot of people envy us. It is so powerful. You don't allow those manipulations from the outside to affect you. And because of that, you can go with your own vision. So you don't allow people to tell you that you should live this life or you are this, you're that. No, you see yourself as someone who's limitless, and there is no limit to what you can create. There is no limit to what you can be, and it's definitely not attached to an age or to an maybe a background or whatever it may be. You create your own life, and you don't give others the power to overpower you. You see, this is someone who's strong and powerful on so many levels. And, you know, with you, my dear Pal 3, there is something that reminds me a little bit of Pal 2. Pal 2 had a lot of aspects regarding their future energy coming through. Pal 1 wasn't like this. Pal 1 was more so regarding the present, I believe. But with you guys, it's also about the future. Maybe some of you guys are watching this and you're like, I'm not in this powerful place right now. But that doesn't mean that you will never be. This can be a version of yourself who's emerging and that people are going to be envious of. This is where your path is energetically leading you towards a much more powerful self, because you deserve it. You deserve to be who you want to be. And maybe even in the past, you at times used to allow other people to decide for you, but that's a part of the past, because the version of you that I'm seeing here, their sword is ready, and like, don't cross them, because they're not here to play. They're here to create what they deserve. And another thing people really admire about you, and you see admire, there are definitely a lot of elements regarding that as well. For some of you guys, you may also have been drawn to Pal 2. If this is the case, then feel free to watch it. If not, then of course just stick with this Pal here. But another thing I see people admire about you is your creativity. It's you having also so much energy to create. You are someone who, when they want to do something, like, the energy is there, you know? You don't get tired. Like, when you put your mind into something, you go in with your life force, and you just, it's like you are this bowl of colors, and you spread your colors everywhere. You know, you paint your own paintings full of beautiful expression. And this is something people see in you. And this is why I'm saying this creativity that you have, it is limitless. And you may be even the first person in your family who creates a certain life for themselves that no one else has done so far. I feel like, by the way, I don't know why, but there may be even some people in your family who are a little bit envious of you. I'm not receiving who this precisely could be, so it could be, for a lot of you guys, different people, but for example, it could be an aunt or a cousin, you know, whoever. But yeah, you are outstanding. Like, you are different from those people around you, and you also create differently. And because you step into the difference, like your own power, your own color, unapologetically, you create what others may have never created before in your environment, in your social circle, let's say. And it's so beautiful to see that you give yourself the freedom to do so. So people see you as someone who will succeed in life. They recognize that in you. Once again, it's definitely something that people also are very envious of. Even if they don't say it, my dear, because maybe some people really are jealous and they don't say it because they don't want to emphasize it. But they see it. At the end of the day, once again, it's important for you to see it, and I see that you do. because I even see you in the future going for different projects. Like, there is not only one thing you put your energy into, but multiple things. And once again, it shows how passionate you are for creating this life for yourself, how much creativity you have to actually emerge into different things. And I really see you, being in your element. And I feel like this is the most important thing. You feel so abundant and so grateful as well. So fortunate to, be able to do that. But you've done this all by yourself. It's not like this was put into your lap or anything like that. No, you have started somewhere, maybe even with nothing at all, and you have created this for yourself. And this is also why a lot of people are envious about you, because they see this is all you. This is your blood, sweat, and tears. And maybe they want to create something similar, but because they aren't there yet, they may tend to be a little bit jealous regarding this. But at the same time, I see a lot of people who are going to admire you for that, for how far you can go, for not being scared of failure. Because sometimes a lot of people don't dare to do something because they're scared of that, right? Or they're scared to take a risk. But you're not someone who's scared of risks. You're acknowledge that sometimes in order for us to go to the next level, we need to take risks. And you also understand that your failures doesn't define you at all. And that they're part of the journey. Like, there has never been a successful person who has never failed in some way. And that's okay, because it can teach us a lot. So do you see your mindset? This is what I'm talking about. Your mindset is what people envy about, because let's just say like a purse, or I don't know, like something material can be bought, but a certain mindset can't be bought. It is created, it is shaped, and it is priceless. So you see what I'm talking about? Why I am saying how special this is, or how important it is, and how so many people are going to be envious of your mindset, because it's something that may take so long to create or to make for ourselves, but it's something that you can't buy. You may have done so much to come to that point, right? You may have experienced so much in your life, healed so much, continued, learned from your lessons, from your failures, and so on. Maybe even studied, and like a lot of things to become this version of you, to have this very strong mentality that is of someone who, is a successful person. Another thing people envy about you, my dear pal 3, is that, this is interesting because there is a love interest coming through. For some of you guys, this love interest may already be in your life. For others, they may enter your life. Once again, coming or talking about the future energy, which is also coming through for you, my dear pal 3. But some people are also going to be envious of this connection. And this is very random, but something I'm seeing here as well. I don't know why, but they may be a little bit jealous of it for the relationship that you have, or maybe with who you're going to have this relationship. But I mean, that doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and all about your guys' relationship, right? But I still see this coming through. I don't know, do you have some people around you who tend to be jealous? Because, like, jealousy is a little bit a thing here. But it's not coming through from you. It may be someone in your circle. but it may even be someone that you at some point like leave in your life, okay? Because I see that like this version of you that is emerging, they ain't got no time for that or for these things. Like, you just want to concentrate on yourself, and you want to have people in your life who support you on that journey and who are similar, who you can also support on their journey. And you ain't got no time for like jealous people or negative people and such things. So I see you definitely filtering out some people in your life soon if you haven't done so far. And those people could be some jealous people that are coming through. But I don't really see it bothering you. I mean, you don't really care. Like, it is their wasted energy. For you, they could have used this energy for so many good things, or they could have created a lot of things for themselves instead of be jealous of someone else. So you see definitely a very like powerful and strong person like mindset here. You just focus on you. And I feel like this is also a reason why there are going to be a lot of heights you are going to reach. And people see this. Because you just care about your own business. You just care about you. You just care about what you can create. Well, not what others create or may create. I mean, you may take others as an inspiration, but you're not jealous of other people if you can create something beautiful for yourself. There is so much more you can invest your energy into than people's businesses. Like, for example, your own. By the way, people also see you as someone who can manifest a lot of things into their life. And I feel like they're very envious of this as well. But once again, you do so much, you know? You really you are focused on the things you want to create. You put so much action into it. You know what to do to create certain things for yourself. It just doesn't come out of nowhere. And I feel like you're someone who, if not so yet, will do a lot of inner work as well, which will help you with your energies. And it will help you even more to have more energy for the things that are dear to you, for the things that you want to create. The first card we have is focus on the positive. Yeah, you see, you focus on you. You focus on what brings you further in life rather than what may take you back to a dark place or may sabotage you somehow. And this is something people envy about you as well. Once again, this shows like the powerful mindset that you have. You know who you are, you know who you're emerging into, where you're going in life, and no one can take this away from you. No one can confuse you because you're so deeply grounded into who you are. And once again, for those of you guys who feel like they are not there yet, this is a future version of you, which you are creating every single day. It is energetically, it is already here, because otherwise it wouldn't come through. So every single day you are creating this version of yourself, this greatest version of yourself. And this is definitely a reminder here for you to keep going and to focus on you no matter what. Don't allow yourself to get distracted by things that are not important, by distractions, right? Do what feels right for you, what fills your own cup. And the second card we have is embrace the flow of life. with embrace being here, for me, of course, embracing something is the opposite of resisting it. And I don't know why this card gave me this message, but this could also once again be an advice for you in order to step more into this energy. It is very important for you to embrace the things that are good for you. For example, if you feel like there are certain gifts that you have or certain things that you are good at, allow yourself to express it or to experience it. Allow yourself to explore. There is a lot I see you, my dear pal 3, even more in the future. There is a lot that you will unfold even more. Things, aspects of yourself, different talents, different strengths that you have that you haven't seen yet. And it is all about embracing it. It's very important for you to connect with yourself, because then you will have the opportunity to really see what else there is within you, what else, like when it comes to opportunities or potential, lays deep down in you that you can use for your future or for your life, which can take you to the next level, which can help you to create the life that you want. I feel like there is still a lot deeply like asleep, but once you really recognize it, once you see certain things that you are good at or that you can work on, that you can use for, creating this life for yourself, like, once again, limitless potential. But at the end of the day, it is important for you to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter who else does. It always starts with us. And if you feel like you need to nurture the relationship that you have with yourself right now even more, to step more and more into this version of you, then definitely give yourself the space to do so. Because the relationship with you, this will determine all the success you will reach. Because it always starts with us, right? But that's a beautiful reading. Although, once again, I do feel like we got a lot of aspects regarding your future self coming through. This can definitely help you as a motivation, perhaps, or, into being a reminder, of all the things you can create and be. If once again you believe in yourself. So, my dear pal 3, this reading for you guys also turned into like a little bit into a future like version, I guess. But yeah, I hope that the messages that came through were the ones that you were energetically seeking. As always, my dear, thank you so much for allowing me to read your beautiful energy. From my heart, I'm sending you much love and much, much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course, a beautiful evening, depending where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal 3, take care, my love.